my name is Weeley and welcome to another E3 conference opinion that I'm going to make. And this time it's going to be, sorry, this time it's going to be EA. Now, EA's conference was, of course, a little shorter, but they did it a little differently. They actually made it to more of the behind the scenes of some games, which is not bad. It's just sometimes it takes too much time, and there are some games that they did the behind the scenes, which were more about which they didn't talk about what the game was or more of the gameplay, but they did talk. But again, no gameplay for Star Wars Battlefront, but they kind of did the behind the scenes, which was alright. But Battlefront is one of those games I am really wanting to get. You know, um, for the EA chapter. I'm real excited about that. They did show more of a Dragon Age, of course, because it's EA's game. So I mean, they already showed it on Microsoft, but a little more of a different perspective of the Dragon Age game. Sims 4, obviously, I'm not surprised they showed Sims 4. It looks the same, but they said it was supposed to be smarter Sims. More customizations, a lot more personality that affects the sim you know, continuously. Not that surprised, really. They did talk about when they create the one character that who has more memory of what happened to the person, which affects them in the future. But Sims game is Sims game. I like playing Sims, but hasn't done so well in later future. But hey, I might have to try it anyway, just to see for myself, see how different it is. If it is really different, that'd be great. What EA also talked about was more of a UFC game, which they have the Bruce Lee add-on. We can play as Bruce Lee, which is pretty cool because Bruce Lee is awesome. He is an awesome fighter, and adding Bruce Lee makes sense because Bruce Lee does help shape MMA throughout the entire world. So it's cool that they have Bruce Lee in it. More sports games, which is obvious. The NHL 15. Talked a little about that. It is still a popular hockey game. So for those fans of the NHL, that's good for you. PGA Tour. It's golf is alright, but it hasn't gotten much fun. But now they made the PGA Tour game used from Frostbite. Frostbite 3, which is kind of funny because I never seen Frostbite use it on the sports game before. And of course, the funny thing is that they made a course where there's battleships everywhere. You shoot over the battleships, because Frostbite Battlefield stuff, it doesn't make any sense. So, I don't know the point of that, but I guess they used Frostbite 3 just to make it look prettier. Madden 15, they only talked about the defense, how to make the defense better, not necessarily about the overall game. Yes, defense was probably one of the most issues people were wanting to talk about, make defense, have a different perspective and better, but they didn't talk about much of the overall Madden, how Madden in general is going to be better. But Dawngate is basically like a LOL Dota game, so it's like, okay, whatever, it just looks more dumbed down. So I don't know, Dawngate just is another LOL game. I'm not too excited about that. Mirror's Edge, again, they showed some gameplay, but not talked about the story much. They talked about behind the scenes of making the character and everything. It's just, that's fine. I just want to see more story and gameplay. FIFA 15 obviously made some better kinks with it. People have been telling me I should play FIFA, and FIFA is a really popular soccer game, so I'm about to give it a shot one day, and I'll be probably joining the FIFA scene because FIFA is now considered to be the #1 sports game in that era, topped over Madden now. And of course, Battlefield Hardline is actually not bad. I've seen the gameplay. Now, I think the reason why it's not bad now, since I've seen the gameplay, because I said before about cops and robbers, blah blah blah, and Kaiju was pretty upset about that. But me seeing the gameplay, it's actually not bad. Obviously, it's a 32-man team thing, which is cool. I think the reason why I think Hardline would be a great thing is because it's the same intensity as the normal multiplayer. It's just basically cops and robbers, but the same intense soldier to soldier gameplay and shooter, like a lot of intense shooting, a lot of multiplayer explosions and graphic crack, and massive uh, sounding of like towers and everything of destruction. So it has the same destructive, hype, energetic, shooter. Just cops versus robbers. You get to choose which one, and I think because Battlefield did keep that and not dumb down the intensity, is the reason why I think Hardline would be great. It kept the intensity, and that is good. I think as long as they did that, because Battlefield was all about intensity of the multiplayer, and they kept that in Cops and Robbers, which made it interesting. So that is good. So I'm convinced that Hardline is going to be a great add-on. And that's all I have for EA conference talk. EA only a couple exciting. Battlefield Hardline definitely surprised me. Dragon Age is great. Battlefront, I wish there was gameplay. Obviously, it won't show it. But overall, EA, you did, it's still kind of a slow conference, I mean, obviously, we had an hour, but talked about more behind the scenes, but trying to dumb down the behind the scenes, just play more gameplay. But not necessarily the worst, but definitely a couple games that surprised me. Um, Hardline was actually good, but that's the only thing. It's only a couple games, you know, a couple games that got me shocked. So EA, you did all right. That's all right. It's okay. Just a couple games though. That's cool, but that's it. But thank you for listening, and then you will hear more of the other conferences I'm going to make. Next time I will do Ubisoft. So I will see you, or you will see us, in the next video. Goodbye.